welcome everyone once again to Akunsaunt Ebbed, episode 28, I think.
Welcome to New Buffalo,
No,
Michigan.
no, look, enough marketing. I know Charles isn't here.
The fall is beautiful in Michigan.
You don't even know if first of all, it's been winter for like the last couple of days.
Not in Michigan.
You don't know that. When was the last time you were in
don't know
Michigan?
that.
Michigan is farther north than us.
Alright,
Well, part of it is.
we rejoined the party on the 23rd of Pretium. And does anybody remember where we left off last week?
Oh, I have two.
Yeah, we hired our accountant.
You have not chosen an accountant yet. You have three options.
Should I just read my giant long note?
Sure. If you...
I didn't even write down that we were looking at accountants.
I realized that casting spell magic on her part might help it. She buys a spell that has it. So I was looking through the spell books that we got from the winery and trying out spells, but really functional tournament, though he's Harcourt is moving and his sock puppet. Miriam comes to the winery and Harcourt invites her in. Meg comes to Pax's place with pastries. Meg and Pax go to see zombies. Cast a spell magic. Brad Delphine go to the winery. We find Harcourt indisposed with Miriam and Mercer went into the room.
Sock puppets. It's all about sock puppets.
Cast spell magic, which gets the succubus out of Harcourt's head. Delphine and Pax make a fire and heat Miriam's leftovers. Important details to include. Harcourt tells Zug that the title papers were forged, but they decide they should try and ignore or deny this. Zug has Miriam sign an NDA since she was in the room when this was disclosed. Pax, Meg, and Delphine go back to their apartments. Pax starts freaking out and goes to Delphine's apartment, saying how we're not progressing and our business reports are getting in time. And I slap Delphine and Meg across the face, and then I fall asleep on the floor. Meg thinks that I am being haunted by a dead business gnome soul. I might be able to lay down consecrate or something like that in my room to help. Meg gets attacked by paperwork. What? And into a combat with the spirit that has been haunting me, but then she defeats it. Zug and Harcourt are trying to figure out what to do with the flesh from the dead bodies. Ew. Compatriots was apparently important for me because I put it in all capitals. Nothing about
That's true.
Compatriots. Delphine got a desk. We got info on the accountants, and we need to pick one this session. Is it Iced? Stonefist?
Hold on. Let me bring up the list.
Aiste. Tetris Narenhawk. And Sophia Ruxpin.
Did you put Tetris?
Yes! Did you come in and change my keep note?
No. I don't have access to
Was
your
it
keep
not
note.
Tetris?
Hold on. I'm once again having the problem I had last week where I can't find any of their names.
Oh, interesting, because I've become quite a good secretary, thank
Fucking
you.
Google Keep.
I
Yes,
say we
its
should
name
just
is
change it to
Tetris.
Tetris.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
where I put them. They're
What's
in the
wrong?
characters list.
Was it not Tetris?
No, it was Petrus.
No, it's Tetris now.
ASD and Sophia.
Yeah, wait, so AISTE, right?
AISTE.
Yeah, Aiste Stonefist, Tetris Narenhawk, and Sophia Ruxpin.
Tetris Narenog.
I vote that we just change it to Tetris. I think that's the most
Agreed.
appropriate option.
Yeah, we hire him and just call him Tetris from now on.
Alright, does anybody remember anything about the three accountants?
Yeah,
One of them's hot.
I want Tetris.
I put parentheses sexy around Iced.
Tetris because he specializes in running businesses, and we need somebody to run the business that way.
I mean, plus Tetris is a pretty great name.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't she also
Yeah.
the one that could get us all the contacts, quote unquote?
So, Petrus has a good amount of experience, a reasonable amount of experience. does have a good idea of what things are worth in terms of value. Oh, and I'm looking at the wrong person. Hold on. Very experienced. Has better ability to unload often hard to sell things at a slightly higher price, or some things at just a higher than average price traditionally. And she has good knowledge of the legal system and how to move money through it effectively. Petrus is a dwarf.
Are we done with the recap?
Yes.
Are you gonna give me points?
Yes, go ahead and take 100 XP for a good recap.
I'm gonna take 1200 because it was great.
No, you're going to take 100 or I'm going to dock you 1200.
Why would you not want to consider giving me more than 100?
Game balance.
How about she gets 100 every week?
If she
No.
recaps, yeah.
Yeah, no, she's been recapping every week. So this is why she doesn't need 1200.
Okay.
She's getting all the points.
No, that takes forever to level.
So it sounds like overall then, I heard 2 or 3 people say Petrus.
Tetris, yes.
I want the hot one.
Of course you do.
I vote for
That's
Tetris,
Tetris.
not Petrus.
Is Petrus L-shaped? Or is it the T?
It's a
hate the
dwarf.
T.
It's a dwarf, so it's a T.
I was gonna
Oh.
say.
I was
Petrus
thinking
is
it's one of the
not
bad. It's one of the
that.
stupid S shapes that never fit when you need it.
There are S shapes in Tetris? Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, there's a right
There's
one
those
and a left
zinc,
one.
zinc.
I always thought it was like a 5 shape.
One's a 5, one's a 2. Then
Yeah. Are we gonna vote on an accountant then?
That seems like the democratic way to do it, right?
Yeah, we're democratic, aren't we?
well, everybody said Petrus, so I don't get the hot one.
I don't know. What does Meg vote?
Meg is forcibly abstaining.
Meg votes the one that's good,
All
and
right.
then detects alignment.
How much does Tetris cost?
So they are all the price that I spoke of in the thing.
So it's the
Hang on
thing
a
plus
second.
tax.
They take a portion of your income. Hold on. Yeah, so each of them, these are not like the highest you could find, but they are still very skilled. So they will take 3%.
Of our income
Yes.
plus taxes.
No, they will take 3% of your business's total income.
Can we possibly trade other things with them instead of money?
Yes, trade other thing.
They're going to get all of your money. You have to pass it all through them.
Right, but could we get like 2% and like a
Some pastries.
yeah, some compatriots for them?
No.
What about some companionship?
Petrus is a happily married man.
What?
Maybe
Petrus
maybe
was
he
a
likes
lady.
drawings.
Petrus is a man.
You said I thought you said
No.
she about Tetris.
Sophia and Asti are female.
Okay, first of all, let's talk about being a happily married man has nothing to do with having interest in other like creatures.
They're dwarves. Dwarves like are frequent monogamists.
Yeah, but maybe they're monogamicious.
Well, you're welcome to try if that's what you want.
No, I just want a cheaper rate.
He's a particularly stone-faced guy, so it's going to be hard for you to tell.
That's his last name too, isn't it?
No, he's a Narenhawk.
Darren.
Oh,
You have passed up on the 2 people from the evil families.
Okay, so we're gonna hire Tetris, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I'm very happy to work for you. Now, I'm going to need access to all of the funds in order to get started and see how bad things are. Have you kept any notes? This is not good to hear. When did you first become a company?
4 days ago. About 3 days after we started doing this.
All right. Well, then we have time to catch up.
Also, we have a property now?
Yes, I know. I was invited there when you interviewed me.
Oh. Cool.
Do you own the property yet?
We can neither confirm nor deny that allegation.
Did he sign the now standard NDA to all our that I give to all our employees
conversations
from now on?
I assume that that's just part of being able to work for you guys at this point. So yes, he has signed the required NDA.
I'm thinking at this point it should just be to talk to us. You got to sign an NDA.
You're so scandalous.
Gotta keep all our bases covered.
So, it's time for a trip to the bank then, yes?
Yep.
Ooh, standing in line.
Should we all need to come with?
Yes.
Oh.
I need all of you there and present so that I can get proper authorization. If not, then I won't be able to do your work.
The foot won't stop crushing you, Tetris.
All right. So Petrus will take you guys to the bank. You don't actually have to wait in line at the bank. In this world, much like lawyers do at a lot of trials, the accountants can approach a employee of the bank directly and get things done pretty quickly. Essentially, he goes through a few things, has your account configured, has them configure your account in a specific way. Congratulations, you have given a level 1 expert access to all of your money. And in exchange, you all have access to all of your money, pending the accountant's approval.
How much money is it?
You guys don't have a party fund yet, do you?
Isn't that up to the accountant to take care of?
That is why he is setting up the account. So right now there is no money in said account.
Aren't we gonna take all the money that we found at the winery and put it in the account?
I don't know.
Yes, I raise a motion that we put all the money we found at the winery into our joint account. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Did we not already add that to our individual character sheets?
I didn't think we did.
I mean, I added a bunch of gold
I didn't think
from
we
something that we did. Was it from the succubus bags? Oh yeah, we split up the succubus bag. That's what the gold is from.
Did we?
I didn't even remember.
Thought we were just making
Hey,
a
I
list
was
of all
told
the
that-
stuff we collected.
I don't know. Maybe this is all my gold.
How much gold is it?
I got 1,004 or 1,400 gold.
How much do you ladies have?
Let me check. I have 2,061.
that way.
1,453.
How much, Michelle?
1,453.
Yeah, because I got around 2,000, so we've all got about the same amount.
Yeah, I don't
So, yeah,
remember
we've just
you.
been splitting.
Yeah, you guys have been splitting for forever because you guys have never had a shared account.
Right, but did we split the money from the winery already from the succubus packs?
If you don't have it stored anywhere else, then it would have to be.
I thought we
Split.
just hadn't done anything with it, but I could be misremembering
Not that I'm aware of.
that we split it up then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've split it up.
So do we need to all pitch in money to give towards opening the account? I assume we need to have an opening deposit.
Nope. As an accountant, he can skip a bunch of the requirements that most other people would need to have. He has simply set up the account, showing that you are a business, showing that he is your accountant. He gets you all the necessary things, and they expect that money will flow in as money flows in.
Oh, do they have lollipops at the bank?
Sure. I think they would.
What flavor?
They have lemon, apple, and grape, because
Okay,
everybody has
apple
grape.
is
What about pickle?
not a
Do they have
lollipop
pickle?
flavor.
Apple is a lollipop flavor. You've never had like the
Like
disgusting
sour apple.
apple flavor? Yeah.
No, I
That doesn't taste like sour apple. It tastes like sugar
apple.
green.
You said
I've had a
honey
lot of
crisp.
the taffy apple ones. Those are good.
So
I want
this-
a pickle one.
No. What they look at
So
you
is-
strangely as you like inquire about a pickle flavored sucker.
Take the green ones. Those are pickle flavor.
I think you're lying.
I could be. So this account we can all take out of?
Yes.
Do we all
Is
have to
there-
agree?
Do we have to agree?
You do not have to agree, but it is being accounted for who took the money out and when.
Okay.
So Petrus is all about clarity. So Petrus's account basically monitors when and where a transaction occurs. So if you take money out of the bag, out of the group bag, he will know, and if it's a significant amount, he will alert everyone else to the fact that you've taken out that money.
Do we
So
have,
is there a separate bag for this, or do
There
our
is a
bags
separate
connect?
bag for this.
So one of us has to carry it.
No, each of you has a separate bag that is
Oh,
connected
okay.
to
So
this.
we now have 2 bags.
Correct.
Got it. That's what I'm. There's my magi bag. Hello, magi bag.
And let me get a party fund added here.
what kind of party are we gonna throw in the party fund?
The one where we all get taken pickle lollipops.
All right, so there is a slight downside to having a accountant. That's slight besides the cost. The other small downside that you have is that it will take a little while for money to be disseminated out to you by the accountant. So there will be some time passage required before you will get paid.
What kind of interest rate do we get on the money?
You don't, because you're not storing it to accrue interest.
What would the interest rate be if we were doing that? Like 10%, 20%?
I'm more worried about accessing it.
So if you want to get something that accrues interest, you're going to need a lot of coins. You need to have a substantial amount of wealth before they start offering you any sort of accruing interest. So Akunsaunt has a sort of closed market infrastructure. So putting a bunch of gold into the bank, they can invest things outward, but they need more substantial amounts of money as property continues, as like things continue to sort of raise inflationarily across the board. So it takes a substantial amount of money in order to like create an investment portfolio. The average interest rate in the town is 0.5%. Minimum to open up an account is 10,000 GP.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
All right, so
Wait, but we don't have to meet the minimum because we have an account.
no, you just asked about a savings account.
Oh, okay.
You can't open up a savings account without 10,000 GP up front. You don't have a savings account, you have a regular checking account.
And are there limitations on like how often we can withdraw?
No.
Do we get a debit card?
You have a bag that instantly pulls out as much money as you want.
So we don't have a debit card.
No.
Okay. What else do we need to do, Tetris?
Get a prepaid debit card. It's called a gem.
Petrus tells you that is all that you need to do. He's done everything that he needs to. Things will start working as money comes in. He advises you it is very important that you not forget this. Do not simply spend money you get from your travels and adventures. If you spend the money, if you suddenly have like new suits of armor, new shields, we're gonna get audited. So the money must go into the group fund if you've earned it as part of work done. Do you understand?
What if we pay out of our own pocket?
That's fine. But the money that you earn needs to go into the group fund. Now, spoils can sometimes be worked through the system without... So let's say, for example, you find a set of full plate. The current law is that anything +1 and below does not have to be taxed. Unless you sell it. If you acquire anything above +1 or equivalent value, you will have to we'll have to make sure it's added to your paperwork before the end of the cycle.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Good.
Not that I can think of.
What do you like to do for fun?
Count money.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
He takes a couple of coins out and he kind of clinks them against each other and rubs them against each other in his fingers. The sound, the feel. Money has nice tones. And he takes another couple and they're like a couple of silver. And they sound different and feel different. And when you clink them together, you get a few of them mixed up. You can feel them. They're very interesting. Very soothing.
Are we interviewing him post-hiring him here?
I was just curious.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get home. My family is waiting.
Later, Gator.
He returns, or he heads away.
Bye.
So we won't be talking to him again unless we have money troubles.
Yep. For the most part, he will take care of stuff in the background or alert you if something bizarre happens.
Like suddenly our snack fund gets inflated.
So what is the plan from here?
What time of day is it?
At this point, it is about midday. No, a little later in the day.
Like lunchtime?
Probably around there. Probably a little later than lunch.
Like snack time?
Yeah,
Snack time.
sure.
Of course
However
it is.
you judge time.
What? I would like to go get a snack.
Okay. Where from?
Snacks are us.
Snacks are us.
No. Where from?
You're all knowledge local for a good snack.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good idea.
I was just going to start inventing stores and we could walk around until we found it.
Okay. You take her by a small shop out in the
Is
unaligned
there
territory that has a
do they
few
have
different
any
things.
Pickle juice cocktails?
I still have wine that was poured through a dirty shoe.
No, thank you.
I
They're-
still have Meg's wine.
No, thank you.
They're very confused at your pickle juice cocktail.
Do you have pickles?
Yes.
What flavors of pickles?
Pickle
Pickles.
flavor.
You don't have any like sweet and spicy?
What's a sweet and spicy?
A pickle that is sweet but also hot.
Like
What?
Paris Hilton.
No.
Why would you want your pickle to be hot? They're-
'Cause
some people refrigerate them. Does anybody cook a pickle?
Temperature-wise, spicy.
Why? Pickles are good as pickles. If you want them spicy, you put them on something that's spicy. Or maybe you're looking for something different. Maybe you're looking for like pickled peppers.
Hey, did a guy named Peter pick them?
Oh yeah, Peter the Piper. He picked a whole peck of them this morning.
What's your specialty here?
Food.
What kind of food?
I mean, you're basically at a general store that has a wide variety of things to choose from.
Do they have a store cat?
That is a good question. Let's see if they can afford
They have a store cat so we can jerk it.
Let's see if they
Ew, that sounds bad in all of the ways.
No, Pax is obviously asking for Zug because she knows that that's what he wants to eat.
Okay, so give me a diplomacy when you ask that question.
I'm gonna drool when she asks that.
No, I'm just curious if they had like a
Intentionally?
working
Drool
cat.
intentionally.
Like a
Sounds
working
pretty
cat.
delicious.
Okay, so you ask, and at first he's a little bit nervous, especially as he like looks over at Zug, who's like suddenly started like drooling and like looking around. Yeah, is there a
I got
cat
my
around
kitten
here?
jerky tattoo showing.
And he like kind of leans in. Yeah, we have a cat. Don't tell your friend there.
Can I pat it?
Your friend might try to eat it.
No, I'll make sure it's okay.
Well, if he comes out, I'll let you pet him.
Oh, okay, so I have to hang out until the cat comes out.
No
Sense
loitering,
motive.
please.
Does he have a cat?
No. He probably has a dog.
Do you want me
Ugh.
to print them out?
He
I
seems
would
like a dog
cupcake.
person.
Do you sell cupcakes?
Yes,
Are they good?
people like them.
What's the most popular flavor?
Vanilla,
What's the
What
next most
about pickle?
popular flavor?
chocolate.
What about pickle flavored?
What? Why don't you just dip the cupcake in a pickle jar?
Oh, that's gross.
What's the difference?
I want pickle flavor, but I don't want to dip it in pickle flavoring.
What kind
Well,
of?
no, because that changes the texture with the moisture. It'd be different if you like sprayed like essence of pickle on it.
Essence of pickle.
You de pickle.
What?
You de pickle.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, you're not. He's like very frustrated. He's getting very frustrated at this whole pickle line
Do you
of
have
questioning.
carrot cake cupcakes?
They actually do not.
What about red velvet?
Nope.
What about raspberry?
Yes.
I would like two raspberry cupcakes.
Okay. You can get them for a couple of silvers.
How many?
That would be a couple.
You literally meant two. You could have said that.
A couple.
But only if you have a male and a female silver.
That's why heteronormative. Excuse you, couples can be of all different gender identities.
Yeah, well, when it comes to silver, that's what they want.
Okay, if we're really gonna get technical, couples can also be of any numerology. So. Couples could be 3, 4, 1, 5, 8, 0. Yeah.
1? How can they be 1?
1 is the loneliest couple, but it's still a couple.
Okay, I bought my two.
If you properly love yourself, you could be in a relationship with yourself and therefore a couple.
You can't. I bought my raspberry cupcakes. Do you guys gonna get anything?
Yeah, I'm getting
No.
some macaroons.
Okay.
Varia.
Believe you could probably pick those up for about 4 silvers. It's a good
Alright.
sized little bag.
That's
Or,
great.
not bag, but like they come in like a little pouch thingy.
It's very soothing music in the background. I've never heard it before.
I've played this before.
I remember I have the apps on different computers usually. Alright, you two getting any snacks?
Yeah, they're like the little. I was trying to make sure I remember what macaroons were. They're like the little cookie things. Yeah.
Well, and then there are also coconut macaroons, which are tasty.
I just went with the variety.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you guys can have the two of you can have your snacks. What is the plan for the rest of the day?
Well, now we need to set up this business. See what. Wait, I forget. Were we allowed to start doing the business, or did we have to wait?
So it's gray. You know what? Like in terms of the law from the last time you checked, it's kind of gray. Like you can operate sort of, but you can't really put the income under the business because like you're performing the business in a place that you own but don't technically yet own. Like you don't have an operator's license effectively until the business stuff clears, until the like building stuff clears. So it's kind of like a weird area.
Okay, so yeah, then regardless, we need to start getting the like supplies and stuff to essentially have it ready to start working.
Yeah, you can't have anybody come. The one thing you do know is you can't have anybody come out and do the physical work there. Like they can't fit. So you can't like hire your guys to come in and do work for you yet because you don't have, anything showing that you own the property at the moment.
How long is that going to take to go through?
It will be done somewhere around the 3rd of Virdum. You guys are at the 24th of Pritium, so that is in 9 days.
That's a long time.
Alright, yeah, I mean, there was, a bar? We gotta stock up? Maybe look for a bartender?
You mean you have plenty of wine technically there?
Yeah, we probably don't wanna...
Shitty wine,
In fact,
but
we
yeah.
probably...
Well, not as much as we used to have.
Okay.
Maybe we should talk to the wine guy about setting something up. We've been there enough. He should know us by now.
Sounds like a good start. So you guys can head on over there. Oh, it's you guys again.
Yeah, but we got a business opportunity now.
Maybe a business opportunity.
Go on.
Well, we're looking for a large supply of alcohol for something for a business we'll be opening up in a few weeks here.
What kind of business?
Well, the alcohol would be for the bar.
So you're looking more for a supplier.
Yeah. So if you got a guy, I mean, we'll give you a little bit for helping us out.
Could do that. He looks around for a moment. That's somewhere. You guys got bottles, right?
No.
Yeah, I didn't break any.
No. Bottles. And he pulls out what looks like a small flask and he like writes on it with his finger and he like shows you, his ID.
I thought he was talking about for the alcohol. Okay.
I thought we gave him our bottle IDs.
I don't remember if you did with him or not. I didn't think you did.
Yes, we have that.
All right. He gives you. Make
Oh
sure.
no, I have the bartender and tensies.
Yeah. He makes sure that he gives you his bottle ID and he gives you his his contact's bottle ID, his supplier's bottle ID.
We got the wine guy and wine guy contacts.
And he tells you there's no need for you guys to push him anything extra. The supplier will actually give him a cut of things for hooking you guys up with him.
Sounds good.
So yeah, you guys can start setting that up. You'll need to put some money into the business though if you want to make that acquisition, because you can't as individuals make an acquisition of alcohol.
How expensive is that?
It depends on how well stocked you want your business to be. So
Well, I imagine we wouldn't need a ton when it starts out, because we'll need to like reestablish that it's a good place to go.
yeah,
I imagine
potentially.
there'll only be some of the super like regulars at the beginning.
So overall, there's a few things that you're gonna want to keep in mind with this. The first is you're in a very low income area, right? This is sort of the most dangerous area of Blade. There are a lot of people that drink that come through there, but they don't have a lot of coin to spend. You guys don't really know exactly what the average amount of expenditures are, but you know that there's probably a ledger somewhere, Zug, that would explain that. Probably in one of those books you've still been going through, like you've been kind of thumbing through them and trying to figure out what's what. So there's probably a ledger somewhere in there, and if you can find that ledger, you can get an idea for what they were stocking before, and that'll get you set up with what you probably need to stock in the future.
We could start out as BYOB.
Well, I
We
mean,
have the
not if we
entertainment.
want the most amount of money, though.
But
which I
you know, they
imagine
can
is
bring
the goal.
they bring their own liquor. We'll supply the entertainment. Then when we get them hooked, then we charge for the booze too.
It's gonna be pretty expensive.
All right, so I mean, I guess we'll come back to this when I see if I can find the ledger.
Okay. Winnie's gonna fall asleep. She's gonna be our resident Charles since Charles is out.
Yeah, well, I just had 16 hours of class,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody gave me pie.
Don't blame me.
He ate it all.
I haven't eaten any of it yet.
The whole
The best part is he
thing.
didn't take the one with his name on it.
That was given to me, not taken.
All right, you were given the one that didn't have your name on it.
Like
That makes me
cards
nervous that
and
there was one
pie.
with my name on it.
No, I wrote your name on the one you were going to take because I thought they were going to eat the other one.
Did it have poison in it?
Yes, it did.
No, I put the antidote in yours.
Does explain why my kidney's hurting a little bit right now.
So you now have the poison pie. Way to go.
All right. So where from here?
Well, I mean, I guess before making any other purchases for that, like, I do want to find that ledger.
Okay. So give me a perception as you're going through those books. Oh God, amazing. So yeah, you can manage to find the ledger. The only problem that you do
One that
notice,
says ledger.
the only problem that you notice, you figure out very quickly why it is that you missed this book. It's an abyssal. So you went through these books, found one that was an abyssal, but you realize, like, as you're looking at, like, you're going a little bit more, like, finely through the book, and you're like, oh, this is laid out, like, in the way that somebody would lay out a ledger. It's got, like, writing to one side, some other writing to another, and it goes, like, in a line-by-line fashion, and there's, like, sometimes the same symbol on the right-hand side that you assume must be, like, a minus sign.
Did they not use Arabic numerals?
No, abyssal does not.
Meg reads Abyssal, doesn't she?
I don't know. Does Meg?
I'm pretty sure
Yes,
she speaks
he
it.
said it more than once.
Oh yes, that is correct. So yeah. You actually do know that Meg does know Abyssal.
All right, we'll bring the ledger over to Meg because we need this info.
Okay. Meg will look over the ledger. But this is going to be a difficulty because Meg has no mathematical knowledge whatsoever.
Just gotta translate.
Is this the ledger for the winery as a business?
Yes. It is a ledger for the yes, it is a ledger for both sides of the business.
All right, guess you're gonna have to dictate me the ledger.
Meg does inform you as she reads through it that there are lines for something in here that's very expensive, which she assumed must be the services in the back. They're not listed as what the ladies are performing. But she doesn't understand. She doesn't quite know what the word in Abyssal would translate to in common.
How much?
The charge for services here is 10 gold. For some of them, a lot of the rest of the line items are in copper and silver. So for something to jump up to 10 gold is pretty substantial. With some going up as high as 50 gold.
That was per day or per month or?
No, that was per. There's each instance is written down as in one instance. So there's multiple in a day of that person going, of that person performing whatever that listed thing is.
Okay.
There is also the very occasional something that is about 300 to 500 gold pieces, he says. And again, it's a word that doesn't translate well into common. But here he can kind of describe it.
Who's he?
Or, I'm sorry, she can kind of describe it. It's a term that is used for when you change something from one thing to another thing. So sort of like transmogrification, she says, is kind of the word, but it's not quite the same thing.
Transforming something into a demon or whatever.
Most likely, she assumes.
Changing your money into demon money.
That was 500 gold, you said?
300 to 500 gold.
Man, we should have transformed some more people into demons for them.
Well, it's not too late.
To whip it, and whip it good. One other thing, if you'll look at the map real quick, you will notice that there is the full layout of the building. It does run a bit heavy because of the lighting effects. I can actually turn those off for right now, I think. And I sort of can't.
Zug can't see without lighting.
Zug is all the way up in the top north. Or the top of the place, because he's in whatchamacallit's room. Man, that's really laggy.
What?
Yeah, it is.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn this off. That's kind of annoying. Alright. It should clear up in just a sec, please. Is it no longer dark?
It just completely froze. I can't even move Zug to see anymore.
Alright, let me move you out and then back in. Hang on.
I see one ray of light.
I'm sorry, Kitty.
Okay. Yeah, I see it now.
Okay. Yeah. Dynamic lighting apparently is more resource intensive than playing shooter games. Alright, so that is the rough layout of the building. These areas here, with the these small areas, these are the, wash areas and closets that are connected to each of the rooms, as well as these down here. And this is the basement area with the large machine, the casks, the barrels of wine, and like a little eating area. Underneath to this side is where all of the people that work down here would stay.
So wait, we've only got two. The brothel only has 2 bedrooms.
The brothel has 6 bedrooms.
Oh, there we go. Which one was Ty's? That one all the way in the back on the left?
No, this one is Ty's,
Okay.
and this one is I forget her name, but the woman who was running the business.
Why is there no red carpet?
Because this is her office.
But there's a bed.
Yes,
Zug
because she
doesn't
slept
like
here.
red carpet, so he destroyed it.
Sure.
Red anger Zug.
Yep. It was burning hands.
It made him think of all the kittens that aren't being jerked.
Speaking of burning hands, that's a spell template. This should make it easier for you to aim burning hands, and you should be able to control it if you click on it and move it. Let me know if for some reason you can't.
Nope, I can't.
Alright, let me edit it real quick. I must have missaved it. Fuck, this is like the most annoying glitch. Where I suddenly can't edit the properties of items. I gotta relog in Roll20.
Oh, I'd like to point out, now that we have a layout of the facilities, we can't live here if we choose to take and use these facilities for what we want to use for.
Right, yeah, I'm just living here temporarily until my room is habitable again.
Okay, you should be able to move it now.
But yeah, we'll just have the office for us when we're here. Let's see.
Well, technically, no, there is technically livable space in the basement. There is a bunch of rooms and there's a bunch of beds in the room downstairs.
Yeah, or we could get rid of, change this room up. Here, the one with the all the equipment in it, and just get all that nasty crap out of there.
Correct. There is work that can be done. Either way.
Wait, so there's another floor with more rooms?
Yeah, if you
Not on
go,
here?
so those, I didn't put those on the map, but if you go basically, if you go underneath where the bar, the tavern is, there are rooms underneath this. I just didn't put them on the map because it's right now just a giant room with a bunch of beds in it.
Okay.
Oh god, don't burning hands the building.
Nah, too late.
The building has to make a will save.
It made it. Alright. So you found the ledger. And over some time, you'll be able to figure out approximately what you'll need to order if you want to continue the same quality of business or if you want to improve it. We can discuss that a little bit more out of game, and then fill in the details in game once I sort of map out the math behind the building. But that is an option, is to continue the building at the way it is, or to try to maybe improve it. There's a number of different options you can do with this building. and different things that you can do to influence the surrounding area. Now that you are moving in here, now that you are taking ownership of this, you guys have some ability to sway the people that live around the area by, moving money in or moving money out of the area, or moving other opportunities and resources in and out.
We level 7 yet? I just want to get this leadership real quick, and all my followers are prostitutes.
You're a ways away from that. I thought leadership was 6. Is it 7?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've had this discussion before.
Yeah, I just looked it up because I was like,
We've had
leadership
this
would be
discussion
pretty good
before.
right about now, and then nope, it wouldn't. 2 more levels.
Gotcha. All right. So, with this information, where do you guys want to go from here?
Oh, I guess we should start discussing maybe our next adventure. Like, what do we want to do next to earn some more money? Since setting up this business might take some time, we gotta wait to have the paperwork go through. We gotta wait so I can decipher the ledger a little bit better. What were we discussing before besides going after the demons? Now that we've done that,
That was a ways ago.
I guess we could go to the job posting board, see if there's anything good up there.
The last thing we were doing was figuring out, before we did the demons, the murders. That's what led us to the winery. The disappearance of the refugees had nothing to do with the succubus. That we do know.
Okay.
Because they're being removed and replaced with exact duplicates. That's what we found out from talking to Ty. Or no, yeah. So I think that leads us back to the incubus. Because he was working on, according to what she said, he was working to deceive her. And that she's only part of his plan. So, there's me tying threads together.
Hi.
Somebody
Is
get
that
the
a
door.
knock at the door?
It was.
Delphine, I think we should get it. Is Delphine getting it?
Otherwise, the only thing I have is, back to the shopping list.
Delphine, are you gonna open the damn door?
I'll get the door.
Kind of be the guards again.
All right, Galfine, you get the door, and there is a rather attractive young man that looks somewhat familiar to you, standing at the door.
Is he human?
He appears to be human.
Yes.
I have some things to discuss. May I come in?
First of all, who are you?
Inky Dinky.
You remember me. I'm sure my appearance might seem a little bit different today, but I assure you we've met. I am a good friend of. I am especially now a good friend of your friend Harcourt.
Uh-huh.
He seems to be telling the truth, just a little bit like, just weird. I get a very weird vibe from this guy.
Hey, Harcourt.
What?
You apparently got a friend.
They're not in my room, are they? Oh, wait.
No.
Are they coming to come be in my room? Or is it not that kind of friend?
If you'd like.
At this point, I have no idea.
If you'd like.
He says if you'd like.
He says, let me check my calendar. I'm not sure I'm swinging this week. So you're going to let him stand out there? You're going to bring him in?
I'll bring him in.
Okay. You can escort him in. Something about being around this guy, though, kind of gives you the like, you know, the chills a bit. It's very uncomfortable to kind of stand around him. You bring him to Harcourt. Harcourt.
Yeah.
I've got some good news for you.
And that would be...
We managed to catch her before she left. The poor, poor woman thought she could escape through the tunnels.
So there was a way out of the caldera. Son of a bitch.
Are you looking to get out?
Why are you going to offer me the same thing she was going to offer me?
I can offer you something better.
I'd rather not have any more demons in my head. I
I'm
have
not
enough of
looking
my
to
own.
be in your head, Harcourt. I'm looking to solidify my own interests.
And how does that involve me?
Well, goblins are troublesome. Would you agree?
Could be. But since two of my traveling companions are goblins...
Yes. I mean this in the general sense, not in the present company sense. There are goblins that are exceptional. But your friends here are part of that group. Overall, goblin population is largely problematic.
Yeah. The ones down in the tunnels, yeah, they're kind of annoying.
It would be much better if something had a greater amount of control over that area. Wouldn't you agree?
I suppose. But I suppose if we also took the rod of the Goblin King, we could probably wrestle that control.
Indeed. That would be a great value. If you could do that.
Yeah, we could. I think it's on our to-do list. Not exactly sure where on our to-do list, but I think it's on our to-do list.
But you would probably need some way to do that, wouldn't you?
Well, I have shitty wine to give him.
That won't get you further than the people standing around his throne.
Okay, so I'll have to get more shitty wine, is what you're saying.
No. What you need is someone who can get you through the front door. See, Mr. Harvest, that's the first time any other person has used your last name besides Candor.
I'm listening.
I'm, in a lot of ways, well, can we speak in your room?
Oh, I suppose. You guys don't mind, do you?
Galfine,
I'm
Zug?
in the office,
Okay.
so I wouldn't have been really hearing
Okay.
too much.
Galfine, do you mind? Unless
I
you've
don't
wandered
mind.
off.
Okay, so the two of you can step in, and he'll close the door. I want to make something very clear to you, Mr. Harvest.
Yes.
Sometimes appearances have to be deceiving, and they have to be deceiving upon deceiving. I get that that's a string
That's
of words.
candor. That's candor level conversation.
Yes, the man who's looking for this, and he like moves his hand, and his hand turns a bit claw-like, but you can see that there is a like tightly wrapped ring around his finger.
That doesn't seem to me. It's my list. That would be the ring of insubstantiability, right?
Insubstantiality.
Yeah.
The ring
one
of
them.
false appearances.
Where is the damn list? Hey, dumbass, put some bookmarks in here. I don't know what it is. Succubus forged papers, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, that's the... Yeah, that looks like one of the things I'm looking for.
She stole your thoughts, Mr. Harvest. She stole your thoughts.
It's the first time somebody's fucked me over.
I know little about this Candor fellow, but I know this ring right now has a great benefit to me. It's been very difficult to pass as an incubi for quite some time.
So what you're saying is she had one too?
She had this one.
Oh. So what did you have before she was dead?
Skill, focus, determination. Okay. I want to see this whole demon problem alleviated. But I lack the skill necessary to do such things. I've had to act very slowly and carefully. The numbers of demons here are quite high. And I've never seen them work with such a focus. They want to turn this place into an anarchy of the sort that disgusts me.
Wait. So let me get this straight. You're a demon, right?
No. Wrong side of the coin.
You're an incubus.
He takes he takes the ring, he slowly slides the ring off. And let me see if I can find you a representation of what he looks like. I hate that they have... Is it like a...
He's a pit fiend.
No.
Charles, wake up, Charles. Charles, wake up.
I'm so tired. I had 16 hours of class.
So,
I've been LARPing all weekend. I've had like 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, but I had to do this.
So he takes off the ring and I don't have a good picture, picture to show. A pair of like large angel-like wings, but they're like pitch black, unfurl behind him. A pair of horns grow from his head, and his skin turns a dark red tone.
Still saying demon.
Your ignorance is disappointing.
I didn't go to school in this stuff.
I am a devil. Mr.
What's the
Harvest.
difference?
You know how you would prefer the flip of a coin to decide all of your problems?
I suppose.
Or I prefer that we do things in a much more organized fashion.
So demons are random, devils are organized.
Yes.
So you're the difference between an accountant and a gambler.
a fun analogy.
That's the way I think. So, what exactly do we want here? You want us to de-demonize the Caldera?
That's part of my goal. I want an end to... Something has to be done about the demons, something has to be done about the goblins. You don't necessarily have to overthrow the goblins. You don't have to necessarily slay all the goblins, but it would be nice to once again have a heavy hand on the throne of the goblins and not a wild one at its seat. A coup was in order some time ago and it failed.
So again, we just need the rod.
The rod is very difficult to get your hands on. You would have to fight through armies of goblins to get to it.
But not if we had your ring. Because you know where another one is, right?
I do.
Because it ain't a one-man job.
How are you on your
And I was told I was told my shopping list contains 2 of these items.
How is your history, Mr. Harvest?
Which one?
Your history of this town, or this city.
Again, which one? I've been here twice in the same time span.
I would say I would doubt that, except that she seemed rather confused by the vision, by the way she would perceive things day to day from your past.
Yeah. Didn't like it the first time around. I don't like it this time. Were you guys trying to take over before? Has this been a new thing? Or were they trying to take over before?
I don't know what you mean.
I wish I knew what I meant. This is why I gotta get Candor stuff. So, you're gonna give me rings, or you're at least gonna either offer me that one, tell me where to get the second one, so we could formulate a plan to get the rod.
My offer to you is this. You can have this ring when you acquire the other one.
Okay.
And deal with the goblin problem.
Okay.
At that point, this ring is yours. Free and clear.
Right. Find ring, get ring, DC Goblin King, get to keep ring.
You get this ring when you de-seat the Goblin King. You get the other ring when you manage to kill its holder.
Oh, so we only get to use one ring on the heist.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, we have to heist one ring. Okay. All right.
Dies fast.
Where's it at? How badly are we going to die?
That's the part I have not gotten to the bottom of quite yet. I do, however, have some leads on where you can get more information. If you can create enough of a shakeup, I might be able to get myself closer to where I need to be.
Shake up with whom?
Hold on one sec.
Someone.
Sorry, repeat that. What did you say before I stepped away?
I said you were gonna take. Who do we have to seed about finding the ring?
I've been.
Or no, who do we have to upset?
Yeah, I was very close recently to achieving my goal here in this establishment of identifying who was in control and finding out what I needed to do to move my way up into her position or better. Unfortunately, some group of adventurers, I guess is what we'd call you, happened to find her first. But it seems there is fortune in this. The next business that they have taken a hold of happens to be in a wealthier part of the city. A wealthier part of Blade territory. And you, being here, have good access to that line, especially if your intentions are to continue the business. There is a very prestigious supplier of fine alcohols.
Okay.
The business is straight, for the most part. It's not a front. But it is run by one of the... we'll have to call them higher-ups in their organization. Though there's no organization to this, really. When one of the others manages to take them out, the whole thing will change. There's no order to it. Just whoever's at the seat at the time. So if you can go in, and you can make a shakeup, I can take advantage of their chaos. And I can take their seat.
Okay, so we have to find this other business, go shake it up, in much the same way we did here, so you can overthrow that business.
Well,
put yourself in a better position.
If what you're interested in is acquiring... If you decide that you're going to inquire about fine drinks to serve in your establishment, you can get a meeting with people at the location, and once inside, perhaps you can get to the bottom of things one way or another.
Okay.
They
have the ring?
You aren't planning on keeping the same name of this business, correct?
No.
Good. If you use the same name, they're going to... they'll know pretty instantly what has happened. Try not to share name and location information with them. Location you can probably manage to, if it comes up, work your way out of with a good use of the right words. If you keep the same name, the jig will definitely be up.
Okay.
I've tried to inform them as best I can that this establishment has fallen to others who merely wanted it for its business value. I'm hoping that sticks with them for as long as it can.
Okay.
So location is less important, but if you keep the same name, you're going to have problems.
And these are the cats that can have the ring?
No.
Or are these the cats who know where it is?
These are the people who know where, I believe, know where the person behind all of this is.
Right.
The name I've heard before is Cheval bin Denlet.
on a second. Info. Behind this. And that the guy behind this, his name is. What's it in?
The other gentleman's name I have not managed to acquire.
Okay, hang
I
on.
don't even know that it is a he.
Okay, so you don't know who's behind it, but the gentleman who's in charge of the other facility, his name is in what?
It's the name that you know before. It's the name that was spoken of the during the possession.
Oh, shoot it to me again, would you?
Sheva bin Dentlet.
Shavadin.
Sheva bin Dentlet.
Okay.
All one word.
Shavabin. Oh, all right. And he's most likely at the other location.
No, he'll be somewhere. He'll be somewhere else.
But they'll know where he is?
They should know, at the very least, how to find him. I don't know if they know exactly where he is, but they should have enough clues to get us to figuring out where he is.
And he should know who's behind this?
He is behind this.
Okay. So Shava ben Denlet. Or Shava ben Denny. He's the guy behind this, and the demons at the other business should know where he is. And he has the other ring.
Sheva has the other ring.
Okay. As you can see, see what my priorities are.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty and a hamburger.
Yeah, that's Zug. What Zug's planning on eating.
Oh, it's so cute. You take the kitty out and cuddle it.
Okay.
Oh, the surprise kitty.
So, we go in, get that ring, upset the Goblin King, then get your ring.
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No. I think sharing anything more than that is unnecessary.
So we just need to upset that business for them to tell them where it is, and when that happens, you're going to swoop in there and change stuff up for them.
No, I believe you misunderstand. You're going to find out the information you can from the owner of the high-end liquor business.
Okay. And the owner of the high-end liquor business.
Once you have, by whatever means necessary, acquired that information, you and I will likely be able to identify the location of Sheva, and together we will likely be able to put his reign here to an end. And Blade can go back to being what it's best for being. A place for drunken losers.
All right. So what you're saying is when it comes time to taking care of Sheva, you're going to help us out.
I will be at your side.
Interesting. All right. I
I'll
guess
be
have
your
to.
guardian angel.
Yeah.
And he puts the ring back on. And, fades back into his human form as he does so.
Yeah. As long as you're not in my head, I guess I'm okay with that.
I won't ever need to be.
Well, I will have to discuss with my compatriots.
He snickers at that name.
And we'll see what we can do.
Very well. And he'll turn and leave.
Hey, kids. Who wants a new thing to go play with?
What?
Who wants to go get some good liquor? Not like the crap we got here.
I just want to hang out with cats.
With who?
Yeah.
Who's cat?
Cats, plural.
We're gonna have plenty of pussy around here. Don't worry about that.
No, I mean, felines.
Feline.
Zug's mouth must be watering again.
It's
Yeah, are we talking about a kitten cafe? I started
yeah, I
rolling.
think we just changed up venues.
Oh, I just realized
That
how
what
much
we just did?
different a cat cafe would be to Zug than it would be to
We
other
just changed
people.
up venues. We're jerking kitten now.
No.
I'm pretty sure that machine could be converted to kitten jerky.
No,
They're
we're
kitten
killing
jerker.
kittens to make them and us happy.
Where do you have a kitten?
It's hidden in the hamburger.
What hamper?
Ham-
Pax, what are you? She's not drinking the demon wine, is she, guys?
oh no, I injected it.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm putting that into actuality. So I'm gonna need you to give me a fort save.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
You just said you injected demon wine.
Oh, hold on. Where's my-
As the skin slowly glows red.
I look away for 5 seconds.
I just went fork.
Mm-hmm. Oh God. Your veins are on fire. Your eyes are like beet red. It is very, very cold in here.
Okay. I don't know what to do with that information.
Galfine, were you not supposed to be babysitting her?
I didn't know my job was to babysit people. I thought it was to smack people really hard.
Well, maybe you should stop punching me and start checking on the rest of the party occasionally.
I wasn't punching you, you were in another room!
Have you been injecting demon wine?
No! I've been drawing! I hold up a
Zug!
picture of, like,
Pax is doing the demon wine thing. You want to come out here?
more
Hex,
shipping
what
fan
are
art.
you doing?
I didn't do that. I was just teasing.
She says with bright red eyes.
Now you know I'm awake.
All sense motive.
Oh no, she's clearly lying. This is like asking a stoner that didn't use eye drops whether or not he's high.
What did you want to tell us, Harcourt?
I
I slide the book back into my office that's turning me into a demon.
We can go upset another winery on the pretense of obtaining better wine for our establishment. This will lead us to the individual who is behind all the bad wineries in the area. And our friend who just left will be more than willing to help us if we can get that information.
We can upset another winery and what?
We're going to go to a different winery, a more upscale joint, and try to get more wine, try to get better wine, you know, for our fine upscale establishment that's not ours yet.
And then what?
And then we're going to figure out who's the bad guy who's behind all the bad wineries. And then
maybe we kill all of them and take over that winery also.
well, then we're going to steal his ring
What's
and
this ring?
overthrow the goblins.
What?
What do you mean what?
I feel like you should
This is a simple plan. This is a simple plan.
What is
We're going to help the incubus overthrow the demons.
incubus?
Meg is like Meg's eyes go like wide as well, and she's like immediately freaked out by the fact that you said incubus.
Yeah, we're going to help the incubus take over the
Why?
demons so we can take over because we want to run the goblin kingdom.
Why?
Why do we want to run the Goblin Kingdom?
Because we need the rod of the goblin king. Remember, it's on the shopping list.
Meg wordlessly just leaves.
we need the rod of it.
The rod.
Rod.
But that means we're leading the Goblin Kingdom?
Hey! Look, I got 2 fine goblins here. I'm going to get you a whole kingdom. Let's go do it.
No thanks.
We could put Zug, you could be on the throne of the Goblin Kingdom. Your own army. Just saying.
We're getting me the Rod of the Goblin King?
Yeah, we're acquiring the Rod of the Goblin King for Kandor. You just gotta be the king for a while. How does that sound?
Do I know what the Rod of Goblin King actually does?
Give me a knowledge local, actually. Or give me a knowledge arcana.
I get to choose between those?
It's knowledge arcana, actually.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't know a lot about the Rod of the Goblin King, but you do know, like, it is... So, whoever is presently ruling the goblins holds the Rod of the Goblin King. It is believed that many, many, many years ago, it was created to, like, create order amongst the goblins. So whoever holds the rod has sway over the goblins to some at least, like, limited level. Nobody's quite sure how it works, but often during a coup, somehow that rod has to change hands in order for someone else to take the throne. If someone tries to declare themselves king without the rod, there seems to be Goblin society does not affirm it, and that person is almost immediately ousted. And whoever has the rod takes the throne. The throne has never really been held for any amount of time greater than a few minutes by anyone who is not holding the Rod of the Goblin King. But you're not exactly sure how that whole thing kind of works out.
Alright, and, my contacts haven't said anything about this, right?
You've had a little bit of interaction around it. Right now, you know that the stuff that your contacts have said about, like, the interplay between the houses and what you need to sustain and disrupt. You also know that there is a lot of interest amongst them for moving the rod between people. The big thing is that the current Goblin King seems very unconcerned with the lives of goblins. That is, like, the current social dissemination that's happening. Like, this goblin doesn't care about goblin people. Something should be done about him. But he doesn't seem to care whether people are trying to support him or like, be against him. He seems to sit on the throne, and the only thing he is concerned with is the power that he has over the goblin land. However, this is where I need a knowledge local or history, either one. Okay. That's a good knowledge local to get here. So on that knowledge local, you know that the situation that you start to recall the situation that Galfine's friend Burian has been dealing with, the Displacer Beast issue. Do you remember hearing that like started to really kick up when this goblin took the throne? Before then, things in the caves were problematic from time to time. Displacer Beast attacks were here and there. They weren't really significant. It had been a long time since the last major Displacer Beast problems. But, like, not long after this goblin took the throne, the Displacer Beast problem, like, started to get much, much more significant. Goblin numbers on the outer areas have started to really diminish as Displacer Beasts have been making their way out. So much so that some of the other goblin families have been, or like subfamilies, have been funding like efforts to try to stem the Displacer Beast problem. Even going so far as to like reach out to the fam hands and get the fam hands to send in support agents to deal with this displacer beast issue.
Okay. Campaign crossover moment.
All right. So I'm assuming you how much of that do you want to relay to the party, or is that just information you want to know for yourself?
Well, I mean, I can give them some of the basic info, but yeah, I don't want to reveal the words from my contacts.
Right, obviously. But I'm assuming you tell them at least the history on like the Goblin King and the fact that when he took the throne, there's been a displacer beast problem, and that he's mostly just focused on his own fiscal well-being and not necessarily the well-being of anyone else.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, sounds like a good idea, right? Kill a demon, get one of the rings we need,
Meg left.
upset the Goblin King, get the other ring we need. We'll get the rings and the rod in all one shot. And we'll only need a gem. We're good to go.
Galfine, where did Meg go? And weren't you supposed to be watching watching the party member? I thought you were the babysitter.
I would punch you, but I'm afraid that might just instantly kill you.
You know, for a pacifist, you're awfully aggressive.
Calthine's a pacifist.
She's not cutting anybody, so...
I mean, she's cutting them. She just cuts them in ways that don't cause them to die. It's as if something beyond her guides her blade and ensures that it does not leave mortal wounds.
So what does Meg think of this?
Meg is not here.
Oh, Meg's not here, that's right.
Meg stormed off when you started talking about making deals with incubi and slaughtering goblins.
So we still have a quorum. We'd still have a quorum if Meg doesn't come back, or if Pax doesn't come back, so... What do you think, Alfine?
Pax is here.
Not right now, she's not.
Why?
You're not on the camera.
Are you done freebasing wine?
I don't know, it's hot in here. I haven't had pie still.
What?
Separate your in and out of characters, please.
Pax like snacks.
Yes. Okay.
What you getting all grumpy for, Gian?
So unless anybody else got a better idea, this is what I'm offered up. We're all looking for something to do, so here we are.
This seems like a pretty big decision.
That's why I'm asking you guys.
Yeah, but I feel like Meg should be here.
4 out of 5 says we go.
It also just seems very risky.
What? We're just going to go get wine.
No, and risky is coming from somebody who injected dead people wine.
Still trying to figure out why you did it, but, you know, each his own.
Just had to, you know, have that feeling.
So, how we doing? Anybody? Because this really ain't a one-man job.
Well, yeah, I mean, I said it sounds like a pretty good idea.
Okay, it's not a two-man job either.
making deals with incubi and
This is all a mess, and I'm not sure I entirely like it.
We're standing in a brothel that used to produce wine from dead people, so...
Yeah, I don't like any of it.
Hey, in for a penny, in for a pound, right? Unless you got a better idea. I mean, we can go do what you want to do, Gelfine. I'm all up in that.
I think we should at least make sure Meg's fine first.
I mean, we got to go to the church again, or the temple again.
Sure.
Do you think that's where she went?
It's a good place to check.
Yeah, did we hear like the front door slam or?
yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
So the four of you can head on to the temple. And I actually think that is where we're gonna break for tonight.
Okay.
All
Yeah. So you said you changed the spell point thing. Was that just for the other game?
No, yours might need to be reset. Hold on a sec. I'll do that real quick for you.
Because yeah, my spell points I don't even have enough, so I wasn't sure if.
Yeah, hang on a sec.
Because I should have 25.
3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then let me see if the formula's there correctly. I think actually I forgot to do yours after I corrected the other one. There was a slight error in the tabulation. You actually should have. How many do you think you should have?
25.
Okay. Let me see if after I do this, it corrects. Where is Zug on? Is Zug in the office still? Yeah. Click off and I get 23 each time. Am I missing something from your spell points that you should have, or from your spell
look, I
that
mean,
you should have?
from my last level up, I had
Because it's 4, 3, 2, 1 for your spells per day, right?
Well, yeah, that's correct.
Maybe have your bonus spells off? Because if it's doing the math based on your spells per day.
So let's see.
So it's
Calculator.
3, 2, 1 there.
I am a level 5 wizard, so 16. And then bonus spell points, 19 intel. I have third level spells.
Oh
so
no,
that's
we're not.
plus
That chart,
9.
the chart for the number that you get for class is not correct. That chart goes off of the off of 3.5 rules. So the new math is based on what your spells per day are. One thing that I do think might be being taken out is I don't remember if you get bonus spells for being a class wizard. Hang on one sec.
So where is this new spell point chart?
There's not a spell point chart. It's a math equation. I'll show you the math equation. Fuck, I can't post it in the. I have to post it in the Discord. I'll post it a little bit later, but it's doing the math as you have 3 spells at first level and 1 bonus spell. So that's 4 spell points. Then it does the math for your second level, which is 2 spell points. So 2 instances of 3, which is 6. 2 second level spells, and then 1 bonus spell, so another 3 points. And then 1 first level spell, and then 1 more first level spell. So it's just doing the math based on your spells per day. And that's based on what the Pathfinder spells per day system are based on your character.
This is like just something you made, or is this from?
It's based on literally how the spell points mechanic works. The spell points mechanic says that it is a transpositional system. So if I look at 3.5, sorry. if I go to the 3.5 SRD and I look at the stuff for wizard classes, where the fuck is wizard? Why? Oh, where the fuck are regular classes? They're there. So at 5th level before, that was. Hold on. Was there a difference in bonus spells? There is a weird difference. Hang on, I see why you're confused.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just you gave us the charts at the beginning of the game, and I was just going off.
Well,
that.
I copied old charts, but I'm more confused though now because I don't understand why. In 1 edition, the stats are all the same. Where's the bonus spells per level chart? My 3.5 book next to me. I'll figure this out a little later. I do see where the weird part is coming from, because yes, the bonus spells according to the Unearthed Arcana system does randomly change at 3rd level. And I don't actually, or once you start getting 3rd level spells, and I don't understand why. The numbers are identical using my system up until we hit that level of spells, and they actually even back out correctly if your int was back to 20. Like at next level, you would even back out to the correct math, because there's only a 1 point difference between the two, and that really doesn't make any sense to me as to why that would.
Well, we can give me a 1 intel boost real quick, and just to balance it out.
No. I'll figure this out. There might be something else about 3.5 that was factored differently, but I also for some reason think you might have an additional spell per day in terms of your casting. So I need to double check that. I need to dig into a couple of books, because I think the SRD has some does not have the data laid out in a very good method. So I'll let you know in a couple of days. I'll review it.
All right.
And I'll fill you in on that. Everybody can take 300 XP for today.
Wait, so we're ending it early?
Total. Yeah, we're going to wrap up early. We don't have Meg here, and there is a very important Meg-based decision, and I don't want to make the decision for Charles.
Well, yeah, Meg's definitely not going to accept this.
Yeah. The idea here is this is supposed to be a morality conflict. And so I want to see how Meg handles a second instance of a morality conflict, because she's already kind of walking on a fine line due to the issues with the with what you guys did with the brothel. So hopefully we'll have Meg next week. Is there anybody else can everybody else make it for next week?
Let me double check.
Oh no, that's right. We don't have Witten next week.
Oh, right.
So the week after would be the 17th.
You can meet without me.
No. This is over the next couple of sessions, it's more important that I have everybody for decision making. Because if anybody disagrees with what's going on, it's going to change a lot of things. So I don't want to be making pivotal decisions on behalf of other people. And so this might be a string where we end up without a couple of sessions for a while.
Okay, so not the 10th.
Not the 10th, but the 17th.
17th.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Then we will plan for the 17th.
Alrighty.
So, good night, everyone. Take care.
Night.